Progress.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Perfect Closets webinar for February 15th, 2022. In today's webinar, we're going to be talking about Perfect Fit Closet's newest catalog, PFC Canada, March 10th, 2022, as well as the United States catalog, March 10th, 2022, zip files. For our new catalog, we offer the one-stop shop program, which is also called the all-inclusive program. Whatever you design in the 2020 file, we at Perfit will provide you those necessary items, as well as a few extra fasteners. If you order an adjustable shelf pin, instead of having 4 adjustable shelf pins, we'll get 5. Anything large, such as accessories, we'll give it to you individually. In today's session, we're going to talk to you about how to add or subtract hardware and consumables on an existing design, also on how to add extra hardware and consumables. In my 2020, I have a design already made up. I've got 2 24-inch modules with wire baskets, as well as some drawers. And I've got 2 accessories here. I've got a belt rack left, and I've got a tie rack on the right. If I click on the off screen, anywhere that's not associated with the design, either the bottom or top, I can click on my show item lists. In my show item lists, I have different sections, section 1, section 2, section 3, and section 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Each section is grouped together. In the first section, I have a T mod. So I've got a tall module. Encompassing in the tall module, I've got the panel on the left, panel on the right. I've got a bottom shelf. And then I also have all these extra pieces in group number 1. It's really difficult to see what the description is. By default, 2020 provides you the group number, the quantity for the items, the user code, manufacturing code, which catalog it's associated, and the price for each item. To make it a little bit easier for our users, I'm going to right-click in the off-screen here, and I'm going to left-click Display Settings. Underneath Display Settings, I've got the General tab that's been pre-selected. Under Columns, I'm going to find the Description. I'm going to check the description box. We're going to select Apply, and we're going to click on OK. I have now added the extra column. So I've got the group number, the quantity of the product, the user code, now the description. So now I can actually see the item a little bit easier to read. If we take a look at some of these items, we can see system bolt single for line item 1.3.1, quantity 5, and we have a system bolt single. Well, I know that I only need 4 of those, but as you can see here, we've added a 5th one as extra in the event that an installer drops a screw or drops a bolt. We always want to add extra whenever we need to. You'll also notice system bolt single is also located in this line item, as well as here, and so forth. So it's attaching system bolt singles to all these particular shelves. If we scroll down, let's have another example. Right here, I know that this is a toe kick TK, and toe kicks require 2 cams. But as you can see here, we've got quantity 3. So we have 3 cams because we want to give you an extra one, and you are paying for that. You can see the price. For all 3 of them, it costs 87 cents. Now, I understand that some of our dealers have leftover parts and they want to reuse or use what they have left over. Some dealers might have 50 cams left over or 100 cams left over. If you do not want us to provide you with those cams, I would select the line item that applies. I'm going to right-click on the line item and left-click on Attributes. Underneath Attributes, As you can see here, underneath my attributes, I've selected shelf cams. I know that there's quantity 3 shelf cams, cost 87 cents. If I want to reuse my existing cams that I already have on hand and I don't need to buy anymore, I can easily make my quantity to 0. We'll click on apply. And now it has been subtracted from the list, quantity 0 and $0. It is not included in the calculated items costs. We'll do that one more time. I've got system screw posies. So if I have extra posi screws and I require 10 of them right here, I can right click, left click on attributes, and again, deselect and select 0 as my quantity. And that's how you would subtract any hardware or consumables from your existing design if you already have some on hand. I would always be very cautious and always confirm you have these parts on hand before you select it to 0. If I right click off screen once again in this section, I can go back to my show design and I can go back to my design list. You will notice in our catalog underneath our local browser, I've got the Perfect Fit Canada USA catalog. Underneath our categories, we've got a brand new item here called hardware. If I double click on hardware, I've got hardware, hanging rail, hinge, and slides. If I double click on hardware, there's a note that says non-graphical. These items need to be used in item list, sold as per piece. So just as it's commented, I cannot drag and drop items into my design. If I try to do so, it'll give me an error on my cursor. And let go. A dialog window populates and says you cannot place this item on the floor plan or elevation. Use the item list to add the item manually. So just as the description says so, we're going to right click off screen. We're going to select show item lists. And now underneath my item list, I can now go back into my hardware and select the appropriate hardware. So if you wanted extra parts for whatever reason, maybe you're short some parts, or maybe you've already got the wooden core product and you just want these specific parts, you would left click, drag it into the item list, let go of your mouse, and now you can select for hardware M-032415. I know those are adjustable shelf pins. Current quantity, I can now select 5. I can click on OK, and now I've added 5 individual adjustable shelf pins. Now, underneath the items tab, it is not added in the items tab. But if you go underneath accessories, extra costs, you will see that 5 individual adjustable shelf pins cost a total of 15 cents for 5 pieces. So we've already pre-calculated that for you. So again, you can drag and drop any items in any of these tabs, but this is where it's going to populate. So let's leave it here underneath accessories extra. Let's add dowels. Let's say that we needed some dowels. Drag it in. And now I can select as many dowels as I would like. Let's say we needed 10. And now I have 10 dowels for 40 cents. Let's try another item. We click on hardware. We can click on slides. If I wanted an extra slide, 14-inch deep slide, I can drag it in. And the quantity. All slides come in pairs with a left and right. We'll click quantity 1. And now for 1 pair of slides, it costs $14.37. Let's try that again without the current design. If I open up a brand new design, and let's just say that I just wanted parts. I don't really need anything else. I just want parts. I don't need any wooden core material. Maybe you're building a side project. You can right click, go to show item lists. Underneath my item list, I've got nothing in there, nothing under calculated, nothing underneath accessories, extra costs, or nothing under comments. I can click on my hardware, slides, and now I can drag one pair of slides. If you submit this kit file order, we'll just put in one pair of a 14-inch deep slides. If we click on hardware again, same thing with hinges. If you need an extra hinge, there's 110 degree, which is the standard. We have some soft close plates or push to open section. We've got soft close section, 45 degree section, and as well as garage cabinetry. So again, we can drag and drop item. Underneath my hardware, we have our hanging rail. Please note, underneath the hanging rail, we have wall rail 8 feet. If I drag this in, I'm going to get one 8-foot wall rail piece. And then the installer would cut it on site. Or if I do a wall rail cover, covers always match the wall rails. I can select one and I'll come with one 8-foot section of our hanging rail cover. If I go back into my previous design, with our one-stop shop program, if I click on my categories, accessories, and rods, here's my closet rod. And below that is my non-graphical items, 8 feet. If I select this closet rod and I drag it into the design, we are only charging you for that specific closet rod. It's not the 8-foot section. We will cut that closet rod exactly 24 inches, less the end holders. Each closet rod has got 2 oval chrome rod or round rod holders for the rod itself. So we're going to subtract 24 inches less the holders. So it'll be roughly around 24 3/8. Therefore, installers do not need to cut any wall rails or hanging rods on site. We will all have everything pre-cut. The only cutting the installer will need to do on site is if they have to scribe it to the wall, any bridge shelves, or any fillers. Otherwise, there'll be minimal cutting involved, which is a fantastic program. Thank you very much. If you have any questions at all, please email us at support@perfectfitcanada.com.